More than 15,000 American travelers were reportedly denied boarding or delayed at airports last year because of passport technicalities they didn't even know existed. Imagine spending thousands of dollars on flights and hotels, packing your bags, arriving excited at the airport, and then hearing the airline staff say something shocking. You can't board this flight. Not because your passport is expired, but because of hidden rules many travelers completely overlook. Starting this April, several countries are enforcing stricter passport validity rules, digital travel authorizations, and entry checks that are catching thousands of US travelers by surprise. In some places, your passport must be valid 6 months beyond your trip. In others, your passport might actually be too old to use, even if it hasn't expired yet. And in a few destinations, something as small as a slightly damaged passport page could get you turned away at immigration. In this video, we're revealing 10 major cities where Americans are facing unexpected passport problems right now. Some of these rules are new, confusing, and rarely explained by airlines, which is why many travelers only discover them when it's already too late. Before you book your next international trip, make sure you watch until the end, because one simple passport mistake could cancel your entire vacation. Number 1. Bakersfield. If you live in Bakersfield, international travel might feel simple and routine. You pack your bags, drive to the airport, show your passport, and board the plane. But recently, many travelers from cities like Bakersfield have discovered a surprising problem that can completely stop a trip before it even begins. The issue isn't about forgetting a passport, it's about passport validity rules that many people simply don't know exist. Here's the shocking part. In several popular destinations around the world, your passport must be valid for at least 6 months beyond your travel dates. That means even if your passport technically hasn't expired yet, immigration officers may still deny you entry. Imagine flying across the world, landing at your dream destination, and suddenly being told that you must return home on the next flight. Unfortunately, this situation happens more often than people realize. Travel experts say one of the biggest mistakes travelers from California make is checking only the expiration date on their passport. What many people don't realize is that some countries also look at how long your passport will remain valid after your return date. If your passport expires within a few months after your trip, you may not even be allowed to board your flight at the airport. To avoid this travel disaster, the smartest move is to check your passport months before your trip. If your passport will expire within the next 6 to 8 months, it's often safer to renew it early. Renewing a passport might take some time, but it's far better than facing a last-minute cancellation at the airport. So if you're planning an international trip from Bakersfield this year, take a moment right now to check your passport carefully. That simple step could save your entire vacation from being unexpectedly canceled. If this video helped you avoid a travel mistake, drop a comment and tell us which city you're watching from. We read every single one. And if you appreciate the effort we put into researching these travel updates, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, but it helps us bring you more important travel alerts like this. Number 2. Barstow. If you're traveling internationally from Barstow, California, there's an important passport rule that many American travelers discover only at the last minute. It's called the 10-year passport rule, and surprisingly, it affects entry into several popular destinations, especially in Europe's Schengen area. Most travelers assume that if their passport hasn't expired, they're completely fine. But immigration authorities look at more than just the expiration date. Here's where things get confusing. Some countries require that your passport must have been issued within the last 10 years, even if the expiration date is still valid. This means a passport that technically works in the United States might still be considered too old for international travel in certain destinations. Imagine arriving at the airport excited for your vacation, only to discover that your passport doesn't meet the issue date requirement. Travel experts say this rule catches many US travelers off guard, especially those who rarely travel internationally. For example, if someone renewed their passport early years ago or received a passport with extended validity, the issue date printed inside the passport becomes extremely important. Immigration officers will carefully check that date when you arrive. The best way to avoid this travel nightmare is simple but often overlooked. Check both the expiration date and the issue date inside your passport. If your passport was issued more than 10 years ago, even if it still looks valid, you may need to renew it before traveling to certain countries. Taking a few minutes to verify these details could prevent a stressful situation at the airport or immigration checkpoint. For travelers in Barstow planning an international adventure this year, this small passport detail could make the difference between a smooth journey and a canceled trip. Always double check your passport well in advance so your vacation begins with excitement, not unexpected travel problems. Before you leave, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from and where you're planning to travel next. We spend hours researching these travel updates, so if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one quick click, but it helps us keep bringing you important travel alerts. Number 3, Carmel-by-the-Sea. For travelers living in Carmel-by-the-Sea, California, planning an international trip often feels exciting and stress-free. You choose your destination, book the flights, pack your bags, and get ready for the adventure ahead. But there's one small detail that many travelers completely overlook: the physical condition of their passport. Surprisingly, even a valid passport can cause serious travel problems if it's damaged or worn out. Many immigration authorities around the world have become extremely strict about passport condition checks. That means if your passport has torn pages, water damage, loose covers, or even heavy creases, airport officials may refuse to accept it. Some travelers only discover this rule at the airline check-in counter when staff inspect the passport carefully before boarding. Imagine arriving at the airport excited for your dream vacation, only to hear the airline agent say that your passport looks too damaged to travel. In some cases, travelers have been forced to cancel flights or pay expensive last-minute fees because of something as simple as a bent page or a small tear. Travel experts recommend checking your passport well before your trip. Open it and carefully inspect every page. Make sure the photo page is clear, the cover is intact, and none of the pages are ripped or missing. If your passport shows signs of damage, the safest solution is to apply for a replacement passport before traveling. For residents of Carmel-by-the-Sea planning an international getaway this year, taking a few minutes to inspect your passport could save you from unexpected airport stress and canceled travel plans. Sometimes the smallest detail, like the condition of your passport, can determine whether your journey begins smoothly or ends before it even starts. Quick question: what city are you watching from right now? Drop it in the comments so we can see how far our travel community reaches. We spend a lot of time researching these updates, so if you appreciate the effort, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, but it helps us keep making helpful videos like this. Number 4, Chico. If you're preparing for an international trip from Chico, California, there's another passport rule that many travelers don't realize exists until it's too late. It's not about expiration dates or passport damage this time. Instead, it's about something surprisingly simple: blank passport pages. Many countries require that your passport must contain at least one or sometimes two completely blank pages for immigration stamps and visas. If your passport is filled with stamps from previous trips, immigration officials may refuse entry because there's no space left for new stamps. This situation can be extremely frustrating, especially for frequent travelers who have collected stamps from many destinations over the years. Imagine arriving at the airport excited about your vacation. Your passport is still valid and everything seems perfectly fine. But when the airline staff checks your passport, they notice there are no blank pages left. In that moment, you might not even be allowed to board the plane. Some travelers only learn about this rule after they have already packed their bags and arrived at the airport. Travel professionals strongly recommend checking your passport pages well before your trip. Flip through the passport carefully and make sure there are empty visa pages available. If your passport is almost full, the safest option is to renew it early, even if it hasn't expired yet. For travelers in Chico planning international travel this year, this small detail could make a huge difference. A passport with no blank pages might seem like a minor issue, but it has stopped many trips before they even started. Taking a few minutes to check your passport today could save you from unexpected travel problems tomorrow. Let's do something fun. Drop a comment and tell us which country is on your travel bucket list this year. We spend hours researching these travel updates for you, so if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one simple click, but it means a lot to us. Number 5, Clearlake. If you're planning an international trip from Clearlake, there's one passport rule that surprises thousands of American travelers every year. It's known as the 6-month passport validity rule, and it has caused many vacations to end before they even begin. The rule is simple, but many people don't know about it until they're already standing at the airport check-in counter. Here's how it works. Several countries around the world require that your passport must be valid for at least 6 months beyond the date you enter the country. That means if your passport is set to expire in 4 or 5 months, immigration authorities may consider it too close to expiration, even though it's technically still valid in the United States. Imagine this situation. You've planned your dream vacation for months. Flights are booked, hotels are reserved, and your bags are packed. But when the airline staff checks your passport, they notice the expiration date is only a few months away. Suddenly, you're told that you cannot board the plane because your passport doesn't meet the 6-month requirement. For many travelers, this shocking moment turns an exciting trip into a last-minute travel disaster. travel experts strongly recommend checking your passport well in advance of any international trip. If your passport will expire within the next 6 to 8 months, it's usually safer to renew it early. Passport renewals can take time, so planning ahead can save you from serious stress later. For travelers in Clearlake, this small detail could make a huge difference. Your passport might look perfectly fine, but if it doesn't meet the 6-month rule, your international journey could stop before it even begins. Now we're curious. What's the next country you're planning to visit? Tell us in the comments so we can see where everyone is traveling from. And if you appreciate the time and effort we put into researching these travel alerts, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one quick click, but it truly supports our work. Number 6, Clovis. For travelers in Clovis, California, last-minute trips can sometimes lead to an unexpected passport solution, the emergency passport. Many people believe that if they receive an emergency passport from a US passport agency, it works exactly the same as a regular passport everywhere in the world. However, this isn't always the case. Some countries have strict rules regarding temporary or emergency passports, and this can create serious travel complications. Emergency passports are usually issued when someone needs to travel urgently due to a family emergency, lost passport, or last-minute situation. While these passports allow you to travel internationally, certain countries may limit entry or require additional documents for travelers using them. In some cases, immigration officers may question the purpose of the trip or ask for extra verification before allowing entry. Imagine rushing to get an emergency passport just days before your trip. You arrive at your destination thinking everything is fine, only to discover that immigration officials require a standard biometric passport instead of a temporary one. Situations like this can lead to delays, additional questioning, or even refused entry in rare cases. Travel experts recommend that if you receive an emergency passport, you should always research the entry rules of your destination country before traveling. Some countries may allow entry without issues, while others may require a visa or special approval beforehand. For residents of Clovis planning international travel, the safest option is always to use a regular passport whenever possible. Emergency passports are helpful in urgent situations, but they can sometimes create complications that many travelers simply don't expect. A few minutes of research before your trip can prevent unexpected stress at immigration and help ensure that your journey begins smoothly. Quick question for you. Have you ever had a travel problem at the airport? Share your story in the comments because we read them all. And if you enjoy these helpful travel alerts, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, but it supports the effort we put into making these videos. Number 7, Compton. For travelers in Compton, California, there's a surprisingly common passport issue that has disrupted many international trips, a name mismatch between travel documents. It may sound like a small detail, but even a minor difference between the name on your passport and your airline ticket can create serious problems at the airport. Airlines and immigration systems rely on strict identity verification. That means the name on your ticket must exactly match the name printed on your passport, including middle names, spelling, and even small punctuation differences. For example, if your passport says Michael Jonathan Smith, but your ticket says Michael J. Smith, it could trigger a security alert or require additional verification. Imagine arriving at the airport ready for your international flight. You check in, hand over your passport, and suddenly the airline agent notices the names don't perfectly match. In some cases, travelers are forced to pay expensive ticket change fees, while others may have to rebook their flights entirely. Situations like this are more common than many people think. Travel experts recommend carefully reviewing your passport details before booking any flights. When entering your name during booking, make sure it appears exactly as it does on your passport. Even a small spelling mistake can create complications with airline security systems or immigration checkpoints. Another smart step is to double-check confirmation emails and boarding passes once your ticket is issued. If you notice any errors, contact the airline immediately to correct the information before your travel date. For travelers in Compton planning international trips this year, this simple precaution can prevent stressful delays, unexpected fees, and missed flights. A quick name check might only take a minute, but it could save your entire travel plan. Now we'd love to hear from you. What's a dream destination you've always wanted to visit? Drop it in the comments so we can see where everyone wants to travel next. We put a lot of effort into researching these travel tips, so if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, but it truly helps us keep making these videos. Number 8, Fresno. For travelers planning international trips from Fresno, one of the most common passport-related problems today isn't actually the passport itself. It's the missing electronic travel authorization. In recent years, many countries have introduced digital entry systems that require travelers to register online before they even board their flight. Unfortunately, thousands of travelers only learn about this requirement when it's already too late. Many destinations now use systems like electronic travel authorizations, ETAs, or digital entry permits. These approvals are linked directly to your passport and must be completed before arriving at the airport. Without this authorization, airlines may refuse to let passengers board their flights because immigration authorities at the destination will not allow entry. Imagine this situation. You arrive at the airport in Fresno, excited about your trip overseas. Your passport is valid, your luggage is checked, and everything seems perfect. But during check-in, the airline agent asks for proof of your approved travel authorization. Suddenly, you realize you never applied for it. In many cases, travelers are forced to step aside and complete the process immediately, or worse, miss their flight entirely. Travel experts say the safest approach is to research your destination's entry requirements at least a few weeks before departure. Many electronic travel authorizations only take minutes to complete online, but they still require passport information, travel details, and approval time. For residents of Fresno planning international adventures, this simple step can prevent unexpected airport delays and stressful travel surprises. Even if your passport is perfectly valid, forgetting the required digital authorization could stop your journey before it even begins. Before you go, tell us in the comments what country you're planning to visit next. We love seeing where our viewers are traveling, and if these travel alerts help you avoid problems, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one click, but it really supports the effort we put into making these videos for you. Number 9. Healdsburg. If you're traveling internationally from Healdsburg, California, there's another rule that surprises many American travelers: the proof of onward or return travel requirement. While your passport might be perfectly valid, some countries will still deny entry if you cannot show evidence that you plan to leave the country within the allowed time. Many travelers assume that a valid passport and plane ticket are all they need. But immigration authorities in several destinations want to make sure visitors are not planning to overstay their visas or remain in the country longer than permitted. Because of this, immigration officers may ask for proof of a return ticket or a ticket to another destination. Imagine arriving at your destination after a long international flight. Everything seems normal until the immigration officer asks a simple question: can you show your return ticket? If you booked a one-way flight or plan to buy your return ticket later, this could quickly become a stressful situation. In some cases, travelers without proof of onward travel have been delayed, questioned, or even refused entry. Travel experts recommend keeping a printed or digital copy of your return flight confirmation with your travel documents. Even if your airline already has the information, immigration officials may still ask to see it directly. Having this ready can make your entry process much smoother and faster. For residents of Healdsburg planning an international adventure, this is a small but important step. A simple document showing your return plans could be the difference between walking through immigration confidently or facing unexpected questioning at the border. We're curious, what's the farthest country you've ever traveled to? Tell us in the comments so we can see where our amazing viewers have explored. And if you enjoy these helpful travel alerts, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one quick click, but it helps us keep creating videos like this for you. Number 10. Hemet, for travelers living in Hemet. One of the most frustrating passport problems today isn't about damage, expiration, or missing pages, it's about passport renewal delays. Many travelers assume renewing a passport is a quick and simple process. But in reality, passport processing times can sometimes take weeks or even months, especially during busy travel seasons. Imagine this situation. You finally decide to plan that international trip you've been dreaming about. Flights are booked, hotels are reserved, and your travel dates are getting closer. Then you check your passport and realize it will expire soon, so you immediately submit a renewal application. But what many travelers don't realize is that passport processing times can vary, and delays sometimes happen due to high demand, missing documents, or processing backlogs. Unfortunately, some travelers only receive their renewed passports after their departure date, forcing them to cancel or postpone their entire trip. It's a stressful situation that has affected many Americans who waited until the last minute to renew their passports. Travel experts strongly recommend checking your passport several months before planning any international travel. If your passport will expire within the next year, it's often a good idea to renew it early. Even if you don't have immediate travel plans, this simple step gives you enough time to avoid unexpected delays. Another helpful tip is to carefully review your application before submitting it. Missing signatures, Incorrect photos or incomplete forms can cause additional processing delays that push your passport approval even further back. For travelers in Hemet preparing for international travel, planning ahead can make all the difference. A passport renewal might seem like a small task, but leaving it for the last minute could cost you your entire vacation. Before you go, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from and where your next trip is planned. We love reading your travel stories. We put a lot of effort into researching these updates, so if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel. It's just one simple click, but it really helps us keep creating these videos for you. International travel is exciting. It's about discovering new cultures, tasting new foods, and creating unforgettable memories. But as we've seen in this video, even a small oversight with your passport or travel documents can quickly turn a dream vacation into a stressful situation. From passport validity rules and damaged passport pages to missing travel authorizations and renewal delays, these issues have surprised thousands of travelers in cities like Bakersfield, Barstow, Carmel-by-the-Sea, Chico, Clearlake, Clovis, Compton, Fresno, Healdsburg, and Hemet. The important thing to remember is that most of these travel problems are completely avoidable. A few simple checks before your trip can make a huge difference. Always look at your passport carefully. Check the expiration date, issue date, blank pages, and overall condition. Make sure your airline ticket matches your passport name exactly and confirm whether your destination requires an electronic travel authorization, visa, or proof of return travel. Travel experts often say the smartest travelers are the ones who prepare early. Checking your documents a few months before departure can save you from last-minute stress at the airport. Instead of worrying about paperwork problems, you'll be able to focus on what really matters, enjoying your journey and exploring the world. So before your next international trip, take a few minutes today to review your passport and travel requirements. That simple step could save you from unexpected airport surprises, canceled flights, and expensive travel disruptions. Travel should be exciting, not stressful. And with the right preparation, your next adventure can begin exactly the way it should: smooth, confident, and unforgettable.